Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and today I want to share with you an altered book. But first of all, remember this one. I just thought I'd pop on and give you a reminder that this one was done a good while back, and there is a video on how I pulled out some pages and stuck them together and added my take on the illustrations in the book. So if you want to see this altered book, there's a playlist. It turned out really nice. I was really happy with it. It's The Secret Garden, and yeah, so I thought it was time to do another altered book, but perhaps with just a different bit of a twist. For that one, I tore out some pages because it wasn't a thick book, but it was fairly thick. Too many pages to work on, and glued some pages together. This one is The Tales of Beedle the Bard by JK Rowling. It's in obviously the Harry Potter world, and I have kept all the pages so that the stories are still readable. All the pages are there. Yeah, so let's have a wee flip through. So I've covered it like you would cover a school book, because in my head this is one of the students' books. And they have doodled on it, they've just put stickers in it, they've put all their little bits and bobs that they wanted to keep in this book, and it's now fell into my hands, and let's have a look to see what the student did. So they got brown paper, as with many students of school age. They cover their books with brown paper. I haven't covered it the way we did at school years ago. I've just made it like a dust sheet, and this is a little bit of linen and some stamping so that the student knows what the book is. So yeah, so let's dig in. I've got a little bookmark. This book belongs to, so that's just in the first page there, and then there is some collage. So it's all been collaged, I like to think, in the style of the Harry Potter world, where they might be interested in science and they might be interested in the planets and a little bit of steampunky style cogs and balloons and things. So this has been distressed with ink, just brushed around the sides there, some washi, some stickers and some bits and bobs, some stamping. And then on to the next page, there is just stuck in there a little journaling card on top of that, what looks like maybe Hagrid's house, or I don't know. I've seen the films, I've only read the first couple of the books. I was obviously older when the books came out, and when I started reading them I wasn't all that keen on them. They were just a little bit too young for me at the time, but I can get their popularity, and I did love the films. So this is from the book, The Tales. I've just left that uncovered, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure if that's the bard or if that's the person whose book this is, or what, don't know. And then there's just another page here with some sciencey stuff, and a little bit, 2 bits of journaling cards washed together and popped in there. Of course, there was always the big dining room with the candles, so that's a little nod to that. There's a pocket here with some distressed notes. That looks like the phoenix. You see it? So, and that just goes in there, and that says, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." So there we go. Some more sciencey and planet things. A little bit from a vintage book has been stuck there. I'm just going to move this paper sheet out the way just now because it's getting in the way. So that's there, and then this is the introduction. The Tales of Beedle the Bard is a collection of stories written for young wizards and witches. They have been popular bedtime reading for centuries. With the result that the Hopping Pot and the Fountain of Fair Fortune are as familiar to many of the students at Hogwarts as Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. So they're basically wizardy fairy tales, and there's 5, I think. Yeah, there's 5 tales. So each page has been distressed with some inking and a little bit of stamping, some stamping splodges. So on all the pages where there's a bit of a story, I've just left it with the distressed edges and the stamping splodges. And if there's been a little bit of space, I stamped the owl. So, and then between each story, there's a blank page, and I just did some decoration on the blank page. I thought this was like the steam train that they use. Never a place, but rather a new way. So then the first story, and again I've just stamped some bits round. All these pages were white, so you can sort of see the white in the middle there. So then that's the first story. There's some illustrations from the book, and I've just left them. I've stamped some fake notes. Right, so then there's notes on the first story, just to explain what the story's about. I've put a nice big owly sticker there and some stamping. And then again, here is story number 2, and I've just done a collage there on that page. So again, the story is well readable with the illustrations. That's the Fountain of Fair Fortune, and there's the fountain there. And I've put a sticker of a wizard there. And then we get to the next story. And I've put a pocket on this page. I've decorated this page, and I've cut out some books, and I've got something that the student has kept about some planets and about an airship. I've distressed it all up to make it look old. And then there is this little book all ready for some journaling. So it's just blank in the inside. I have some journaling in there, in that pocket. The Warlock's Hairy Heart. And I believe there's a picture of the hairy heart just down here on one of the pages. There it is. Some imagination. Some stamping here. And the person that's had this book before has been very messy, haven't they? And then I've put some faux stamps on this page, my stamp collection. I just thought that was quite nice, that the young student might want to stick some stamps in a blank page. I stamped a feather there. Then there's another pocket, an owl with 3 journaling cards. So all space on the back for journaling. And they just pop in there, and there's the next story. Again, all very readable, with still the illustrations from the book and my added stamping. Then this is a blank page, and I've put another pocket here with some Harry Potter buildings, and again journaling cards, an owl and a sun and a key journaling cards. This has been really fun. I've been doing this off and on for about 3 or 4 weeks. So a belly band across this one. So a page on the background with an owl and a belly band. And this is the tale of the 3 brothers. And I found this old photograph. I think it's a Tim Holtz photograph. And there's the 3 brothers. I added a little stamped number and a little stamped note on the back. So I thought that was quite appropriate for the tale of the three brothers. And again, lots of messy stamping on the edges, some drips. All the edges are messy and stamped. And then this is us at the back page. There's another pocket, and that's a game card about Mars, and a little old collectible card with the locomotive, the train. So that's quite cool in there. And then a bit of an old map here, and then there's a secret pocket in between these two pages, and there is an old map of the British Isles. So a map, and then an old page from a book. Are the mountains on the moon named? So that's quite appropriate in that little secret pocket there. It's not so secret, it's got a little notch. There. And then just about the book on the back. So that's the altered book. I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. Let's just get this on. There we are. Yeah, happy with that. And it's little, this book belongs to Bookmark. So I'm going to put it for sale in my Etsy shop. I think it would make a great gift for someone who loves Harry Potter, a Harry Potter journal. There's still plenty writing spaces. You could still add pages in, washi them in or glue them in if you wanted to journal more than just the space that's been left. Yeah, I think it would be a great Christmas gift for a Harry Potter fan. What do you think? I know if somebody gave me that and I was younger and I loved Harry Potter, I would just love that, because you could tell them, look, one of the students used to have this. It would just feed into their imagination, I think. And plus, they get to read the stories. The stories are all still there. Yeah, so that's me and my altered book today. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.